Alright, so it's a new day in Slay the Spire, and that means a new patch on the beta branch, and Prepared is back, baby. Silent is so back. The card is back to its former glory. It now says when you play it, it's 0 energy again, you draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, which just is such a big enabler for the Sly archetype, and we're actually playing a lot with it in this run, and we're trying it out on Ascension 10. We get Master Planner, so it's the perfect run to test out the new changes. And we're also running into the reworked, yet again, Doormaker. So I would say it's a little bit easier to play around than the previous iteration, but it's still so scary, especially against decks like the Silent, trying to cycle around with Prepared, discarding cards, drawing a lot of cards. It's still very hard to play around, and I'm going to go over the mechanics in that fight, so if you're curious about how that goes, stick around and I'll see you at the end of the run. Alright, so let's jump straight into an Ascension 10 run with the Silent. With the new changes, we can see here we are on the new branch. So let's see if we can find Prepared and how it performs right now. So the Sly archetype is definitely back. It was still strong even with the nerfs, but now it's even stronger like it was before. Also, the map generation changed a little bit. We can see that elites now can only generate on the 7th floor. So if this is the first floor, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th floor. Previously they could generate in these spots. Alright, so let's see. Also, it seems like there should be more question marks and not so many combats in the first part of the act, but I'm not exactly sure about that. However, our main heuristic still applies. We are going to go for 3 easy pool combats over here. This question mark might be a combat, but hopefully it isn't. Also this one. And then after that, if we're gonna try to take an elite. If we're strong enough, we're gonna take another one. If we're not strong enough, we're just gonna pivot away from that. Yeah, that seems like a good plan. And let's see what cards we're going to choose. I think Lead Paperweight is a good start. Choose one of 2 colorless cards to add to your deck. And we're going to have to choose from Thinking Ahead or Panic Button. I think Panic Button is amazing. Gain 30 block for 0, but you cannot block on the follow-up turn. Still, this can block for a lot, especially in elite combats. If we get something like Blur and we draw them in the same hand, it becomes even more amazing. Right, so the Slug fight. We are going to target the one in the back here. The reason being, with 27 we can kill it with 2 more strikes and 1 neutralize, whereas this one we couldn't have it because it would be on 16. So then we can kill this one right now. This one is going to get strength, but it's not going to attack on this turn because it keeps the action it was doing before it was stunned. So it's still going to debuff us and only attack us on the follow-up turn. And by that point, hopefully we can deal with it if we draw 3 strikes, but it's unlikely. So then we might take a little bit of damage, but at least our frail is going to expire by this point. Yeah, so either we fully block or we... Actually, no, it applies frail again, so I do have to take the damage here, I think. So I'm going to take 7. If I strike once, the odds of me being able to kill it next turn go up significantly, so I think I have to do that. There we go. Swift Potion, and we have to choose between Leading Strike, Sucker Punch, and Up My Sleeve. Sucker Punch is pretty good. Applying weakness is always important. Up My Sleeve enables Shiv synergies if we're trying to find them, but we're not guaranteed to find them, so then maybe we don't take it. Leading Strike as well is 11 damage for 1 energy, which isn't terrible. It also enables light Shiv synergies. And with Panic Button, we do have a good way of blocking, so maybe we take Leading Strike here. I haven't found Up My Sleeve that good so far, but it also depends on how many Shiv synergies you get. So let's take a Sucker Punch here and keep going. Alright, we get the Trash Heap event, so usually I get crappy relics from here, but the Forgotten card can also be terrible. It can be something like Clash. Let's see, do we have a shop coming up? We do have one here, but we're probably not going towards it. However, this one we can take. Or this one. So then, yeah, I like getting the gold here. Let's see what card we get. Please don't be Clash. It is Distraction. Add a random skill into your hand. It's free to play this turn. And it exhausts. If we upgrade it, it's only 0 energy, so that's pretty interesting. And yeah, it can high roll us. We'll see. We can actually play it this turn. Okay, Tactician for 0. And that does absolutely nothing, but okay. Yeah, just basically useless. I suppose it enables us to use a strike this turn, which is fine. We would have done that anyway by not playing the Distraction. Alright, so deal as much damage as we can. He's going to attack us for 15 this turn. And I don't want to use my potion here, so then I just defend. Panic button helps us not take damage then that turn at all. Alright, and we get offered Snakebite, Untouchable, or Poison Stab. Untouchable is very good with Sly synergies, but we have no way of discarding yet except our base Survivor. And we kinda need a way of dealing damage to elites, and Snakebite does represent a way of dealing damage. It's also good against the Lagavulin Matriarch. Our goal is to get this upgraded because 10 poison is significantly better than 7. Due to how poison works, the higher this value, it becomes more effective. More so than linear scaling would, like a flat damage upgrade. So I'm just going to take a Snakebite here. I think it's fine. And focus this one in the back. So I can either Snakebite here to make sure this dies next turn, or defend again and strike. I think I prefer using the Snakebite to kill it, because next turn they're gonna both attack. And I'm not going to be able to kill this one without taking reflect damage. It might still be better though to have done the strike here. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, because here I could have striked, take the 2 damage and then defend twice. Yeah, so probably it was better actually to avoid taking the damage that turn. Expose does damage here. And there we go. Poison Stab, Speedster, and Dash. Poison Stab allows us to extend the poison we're dealing, which again isn't something to ignore. Dash is just a solid way of dealing damage and blocking, and Speedster is good with drawing cards, but we cannot draw cards yet. We're just gonna take Dash here. And we can either upgrade 2 random cards or remove 1 card from the deck. I think upgrading here is very valuable. Sucker Punch, neutralize everything except the base cards in our deck. And I guess Survivor is very important upgrade. So then, yeah, I do like just taking the upgrade here. And we get both Snakebite and Sucker Punch upgraded. That's an amazing targeting there. Alright, so we have to take an elite, but we do have 2 potions. I think we should be fine here. Okay. Especially this one, we should be fine. I think this is the best case for us. So begin by applying weak, and we are going to use the Radiant Tincture right off the bat, because we can apply poison and defend twice now. Panic button we cannot really use, but we don't even need to. We're looking to poison the eel as much as we can. Do we draw cards here? We can apply weak. I think we do, because it's valuable to apply the weak here. Significantly reduces the damage we're gonna take. And there's our Snakebite. So we are going to phase it, which is fine. The poison is going to tick 2 more times. We should have enough damage to take it down. Panic button helps us block here, but it's dead anyway, so we were fine. Lasting Caddy, every other combat your card rewards gain an additional power. Very good relic. We get offered a Sucker Punch, a Piercing Wail, or Hidden Daggers. Hidden Daggers enable Sly, but we have no Sly cards, so just take Piercing Wail here. And go to the Campfire on the left and take another Elite. I think we should be fine too, especially if we rest once. If we get the AoE fight, it's gonna be a little bit tougher. Yep, this one is gonna be tough. But let's see. So we're gonna begin focusing the low HP one. Might as well play Distraction here and Backflip, it's pretty good. Doesn't really matter which one we neutralize, we're gonna focus this one because it's the lower HP. And Snakebite can help us remove one of the enemies. So it's gonna deal 10, 9, 8. That's 27. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill this one in 3 turns. So we're still gonna have to neutralize this one once. Alternatively, we just put it on this one and it dies in 4 turns. But that might be a little bit too slow. Yeah, sure, let's do it this way. And Piercing Wail fully blocks this turn. Well, except 3 damage, but it's still very good. Panic Button fully blocks this turn, but we're not able to block at all next one. So do we want to use it then? I think we do. And then we can make sure we kill this one. On the follow-up turn at least. So I think that's fine. 1 strike here and 1 strike here kills both of these. We are forced to take the other damage, which is 20, which is a lot, but there's no way around it. Alright, but here we should be fine. One more strike here is going to be enough. I'm going to wait to use Snakebite on the turn it does not attack. So 1 more multi-attack and then we should be able to play the Snakebite next turn. There we go. And actually we had lethal that turn, but it's fine, it's dead anyway. Yeah, we do take a lot of damage, however we get Book of 5 Rings, which is great, as it's going to allow us to heal back up. Provided we put cards in our deck, so we should take something, if it's not terrible here. Do we just take another dash? I think that's a bit too expensive. Adding Sly, I really like Hand Trick, especially if we get prepared. So we're gonna take that, and we get a Warpaint, which upgrades Panic Button and Piercing Wail, so these are amazing upgrades we just got. And now we're kinda forced to take the rest here, and just pivot to this shop. But I think that's fine, we should do that. Resting here is very valuable. We do get another shop here, okay. So let's see. We can take a Block Potion if we feel like we need it. Untouchable is being offered. Also Calculated Gamble. Calculated Gamble with Ricochet. Happy Flower as well is pretty good here. I'm really tempted to just take it for the energy, especially since we do have a lot of ways to use energy. Snakebite pairs well with Happy Flower because we can just wait to play Snakebite on the turn we get the energy from it, as it retains. So then Happy Flower into Block Potion, maybe even take Calculated Gamble. If we upgrade Calculated Gamble, it gains Retain, so then we can pair it with our Hand Trick when we draw it. Yeah, I think I like that. So let's take Happy Flower and a Block Potion. And Calculated Gamble and hopefully get it upgraded soon. Alright, and we have to fight the rats here. First turn, we can block. But this turn we're gonna take damage. Unless we actually draw Piercing Wail. So yeah, actually we should be fine here. Piercing Wail, just amazing card, as we can see. Okay, this one is trying to summon, but we do have Sucker Punch. Use the panic button. This rat is going to die, and this one is not going to attack this turn, so then we should be just fine here. Use the distraction. Doesn't really help us here. So it is going to spawn again, but we should be fine. And there we go, that should be the fight. And now we get offered a power because of our lasting candy, and we get offered well-laid plans, which, yep, I'm just gonna take. Again, another card we want to upgrade, so we do have a lot of upgrade debt. And now we don't really care about taking the shop, we have no money. We're not strong enough to take an elite here. But let's see, which elite is... It's going to be the coral here, so then we just have to block it. Actually, the coral was just nerfed, so I'm kind of interested to see how strong it is. Let's see, the shop, we cannot buy anything in it. Then we're just going to go to the coral, and let's see how strong it is. It was just nerfed. The Skulking Colony, I mean. So we have to max out 15 damage every turn if we can. It should be dealing way less damage now. Not gonna use Panic Button yet. Because next turn I think it still attacks, or maybe not. Okay, so on the turn it blocks, it does not attack. I'm gonna take 16 and oof. We don't draw any block. We do have Blur now, but we're gonna use the Block Potion here. Yeah, it's scaling damage much slower now. Way easier to deal with than before. Yeah, it's just not even a problem anymore. It doesn't apply any dazed. That's also a change they make, so way easier. Alright, at the start of each combat, apply 4 poison to all enemies. That's very good. Especially with our poisoning we do with Snakebite. And let's see, dodge and roll, ricochet or finisher. Do we take a dodge and roll here? We don't really have any dexterity scaling, so then I don't think we take it. I'm just gonna skip. Alright, can we beat the Lagavulin Matriarch without healing here? I'm not sure we can. But we really do want to upgrade here. So the Lagavulin Matriarch is going to wake up after the first turn because we apply poison to it. And we don't really have the time to set up. Then yeah, I think we need to rest here. It's going to hit us for a lot. Let's do that. Alright, and again, we cannot wait. It's gonna wake up anyway. So then just begin dealing damage. There we go, Sucker Punch. Calculated Gamble could help us here, but I'm gonna skip it. Because we can also retain it. Panic Button we're gonna retain until next turn and only then use it. So I think this turn we can use it for free. But we don't really have to. Ooh, Nightmare. Do we just Nightmare the Panic Button here? Yeah, let's try it. Use Panic Button now. I think next turn it does not attack. In case it attacks, I have Piercing Will. Okay, yeah, this turn it doesn't attack, but next turn it's going to attack again. So make sure we keep applying poison because that's the way we're gonna deal damage here. Okay, so if I keep Panic Button for next turn, I can block next turn, but then I cannot block the follow-up. So is that fine? I still think we do this. Doesn't really matter if we keep the block. Okay, so we take 18 this turn. Calculated Gamble has good odds of drawing our Piercing Whale. I think we just do it. Okay, we don't draw it. But at least we have a Panic Button for next turn. I should have attacked there. What am I doing? Right, so this turn we can freely Panic Button. It's not going to attack next turn. Keep Hand Trick around. Alright, so we're still gonna keep Panic Button. Block next turn, so that gives us 3 procs of poison, which is gonna be enough. If we deal a couple of strikes, we're gonna have enough damage. Or just put Snakebite, so block. And next turn is going to die. So there we go. We did need to rest. But we made it out in the end. Alright, so let's add a card to the deck. We have Master Planner being offered to us. Yeah, we're really looking for that prepared. Where is the prepared? That were just unnerfed. We kind of need them. I am going to take Master Planner here, because nothing else really works with what we're doing. And let's see what we take from Pale. Doubles block gain from a card, then goes to sleep for 2 turns. I think that's pretty good with what we're doing right now. Alternatively, Pale Steers really helps. Also in combination with Happy Flower, if we can get that to work. Yeah, I think I just take Pale Steers here. Or do I even take the upgrades? We have a lot of upgrade depth in our deck. Master Planner, Well-Laid Plans, Calculated Gamble, Distraction, and Neutralize are all amazing upgrades. But can we make it through 5 fights without having these skills? I don't think we do. I think this Tooth is just a bit too slow, generally. Just if you want to upgrade the cards, it means they're your good cards, so just having them out of your deck for 5 combats is very tough. So let's take Pale Steers here. I think it's pretty good with Happy Flower. And then do we just target this Campfire into an Elite? Yeah, that looks good. Alright. So we can begin by using Panic Button here, but it's going to attack us next turn as well. Then maybe we just Piercing Will and Survivor here. Actually, no, it doesn't attack this turn. Whoops. Anyway. It's gonna attack now after it flies. Yeah, okay. Right, so we end up taking 12 here. Can fully block now. And that's the fight. Do we even put Dash back in our deck is a good question here. I might not even want to put it back, because we're dealing damage with our poisons here. Yeah, it's an interesting choice, I think. Ooh, Acrobatics as well. Sure, I think I just leave Dash behind now. It was good in Act 1, but right now I'm trying to scale my deck, so it's quite hard to play. It's not a skill, it's an attack, so it doesn't really work with our Master Planner. Yeah, I think I just skip it here. I don't take it back. Get 1 random potion, we get a Clarity Extract. Let's see what other events we're getting. 2 of 8 common cards. This has a very high chance of giving us Prepared. So I'm taking it. And it's not here. That's unfortunate. At least we get an Acrobatics. And we can also put another Snakebite. I think that's fine. Since it retains and since we have Master Planner, I think this plays quite well. So let's take it then. And another event, which ends up being a fight. That's fine. Piercing Whale can fully block this turn. I don't think Master Planner is gonna really come into effect, so then we just don't even bother. We're gonna put Weaken on this one that buffs itself. Alright, 17 this turn. But we can weaken this one as well, so it's only 14. I still have to just double defend now. Yeah, we're not really getting any ways of dealing damage. And now we're being attacked for 20, but we should be fine. We can just kill it. Alright, so we end up being fine. And one more poison is going to be enough here. And again, we're going to get another power, which is going to be Phantom Blades. However, we don't have any Shiv synergy, so we're going to skip that. Leg Sweep is amazing here, especially with our Master Planner. In long fights, it's going to get a lot of value. Do we take the Fire Potion for the damage here? I don't think we do. We're just going to skip it. I do want to take an Elite fight. It's pretty tough with our build right now, especially if we run into the AoE fight. And trick the Leg Sweep here into Calculated Gamble allows us to play it. And yeah. Let's see, if we get a Toxics out of our hand, we still need to block. In that case, I think I have to use my potion here. Master Planner is being a little bit too slow. I kind of have to upgrade it. Be able to more easily play it. Panic Button is great on this turn. Throw away the Toxics. Throw a Strike here and play the Panic Button. Keep the Piercing Whale around, as it can block, even though we have just used our Panic Button. And yeah, we're going to need it. So begin killing the other one. Knife Trap does nothing here. Might as well keep the Leg Sweep. Although we do have to end the fight here, so just do this. We're gonna take the damage from the Toxics, unfortunately. I don't think there's a better way there. Apply the poison and draw yet another Piercing Whale I'm gonna put in the deck. Alright, we could upgrade the Master Planner here, and I think we're going to, because otherwise it's very hard to play. And we run into this guy. I think we should be fine against this. Piercing Whale on the first turn helps. But we don't necessarily need it. We could just Leg Sweep, neutralize instead, and keep the Piercing Whale around, which I think I like better. We're really looking to put our powers into play. Blade of Ink, again, kind of useless. I am going to use my Poison Potion. No point keeping it around. Just end the fight a little bit sooner. Sucker Punch is going to help for the next one. And I'm not going to attack. I want to avoid putting these in my deck. So then I just retain the defend. We take 24 here. This turn we can panic button, so we should be fine. And then I am going to strike now to deal some damage because the deck has just cycled. And we're fine. We can just end turn. Alright, Flex Potion, Centennial Puzzle, and add a card to our deck. Another Acrobatics, maybe that's too many. It is especially good with our Master Planner though. But it takes a very long while for us to set up. Do we just take a hand trick instead? I think one more Acrobatics is fine. Just gotta have to leverage Pale's Relic here. So then before I take an Elite, I prefer resting. I also get a lot of extra energy on the first turn with our Ancient Tea set. Deadly Poison, sure. I'm gonna use the Clarity Extract here. I need a little bit of extra oomph to be able to deal with this fight. I'd prefer not to use the panic button right now, but I think I might have to. Piercing Well also for the third attack is much better. But I'm just gonna do it like this. So here just well-laid plans, Survivor, defend and keep the energy for Pale's Relic. And we're going to retain Acrobatics, I think. Possibly Leg Sweep is better here. Yeah, Leg Sweep actually guarantees we can block next turn. So 21. Piercing Whale we can keep around for the next triple attack. So we don't fully block then, but I think this is fine and we can apply the Snake Bite. And we're not gonna need Piercing Whale for a while, it's gonna cycle back until we need it probably. And trick the Leg Sweep here is very good. And keep poisoning to deal damage as it's blocking this turn. Keep around the Acrobatics. We have no Sly. We could Panic Button, but we don't need it. I need the Piercing Whale for next turn, so then just Survivor and throw away the Gamble. Keep the Piercing Whale. And we should be fine. Our Sly just comes online after we play the turns for a little while. Oops, and I still take damage there. I shouldn't have, but it's fine. Arigama does nothing for us. Footwork is very good. I'm gonna take one. Gives us some dexterity. And let's see, we're fighting against the Hunter Killer here. So after this turn, it's gonna become way harder to deal with it. I suppose we see what we get from Distraction, Acrobatics. Do we just poison it? I think we do. Yeah, just try to end the fight as fast as we can because this is gonna be hard otherwise. Panic Button does help us this turn, but next turn is gonna be rough. I do think I still do it. Yeah, so take 18. So footwork is gonna give us extra dexterity, so we do play it. And then I want to hand trick first, play a defend, and play well laid plans so that I can keep piercing well for next turn. And this way we can block. Yep. And then I can also just block now to avoid taking the 3 damage because it's gonna die to poison anyway. There we go. Happy Flower. Yeah, we keep getting Happy Flower on 0, which is partly our fault, but it's also a little bit tough to plan it out because the fights aren't that easy. Our power level is definitely not extremely high, but here we get offered the Noxious Fumes, which we're just gonna instantly take, which is amazing. We could take another elite, but it's gonna be the Serpents, and I'm not sure we can actually take the Serpents. We do have the Piercing Wells, which counter them very well. We don't have a way of dealing AoE damage, so then I'm just going to skip and I'm going to the shop. Let's see what we can get. We do get the miniature tent, allowing us to do any option at rest sites, so we can both rest and smith, which yeah, is pretty good for us actually. We do have a lot of upgrades we want to take. Other than that, not really anything that I really care about. We'll just take it and we can remove a strike to help our deck a little bit. And okay, this is a bit bad. So actually Twisted Funnel really bad with the sleeping enemies because you wake them up earlier than you want to. And we cannot fully block this beetle, so next turn we're gonna take a lot of damage. Then I really want to use a power potion now. We need a little bit of extra help. I suppose Abrasive kind of does that. Yeah, but it's not looking great. So I can block for 12. I can fully block this if I weaken it, but I need the energy for next turn. I need to use Pale Steers, so just gonna hope I get something from distraction. I do not. I could use Panic Button. So then this is going to be stunned next turn. Effectively, I block for a lot more that way. And then I can weaken the beetle to guarantee I take even less damage. Sure, I think that's fine. Wait, it does not wake up. Ah, it has to take more damage. Okay, so poison doesn't immediately wake it up. It just reduces slumber. Ah, I see. Okay. So that's a little bit different than the Matriarch, I think, which instantly wakes up on taking damage. Okay, then. I did not realize that. That's an interesting interaction to keep in mind. Yeah, so then we only take 10 damage this turn. Still a decent amount, but not as bad. Okay, I'm going to poison the bug though. This turn we are being attacked for a lot. Leg sweep helps. If I poison now the ball bug, I can kill it next turn. It's gonna be stunned anyway, so then it doesn't really matter if I kill it this next turn. It's gonna die in 3 turns anyway, just by me dealing 1 extra damage or something. So then do I just put... I think I put more powers into play. Yes. And I'm gonna retain the defend. Alright, so now we're struggling a bit, but Hand Trick can really help us here. Piercing Will blocks for 1,000,000. There we go. And what do we keep around? I suppose another piercing whale could be good. Nah, survivor blocks for more, because this is not attacking next turn. This has Sly, so that's good. You also have Sly. But I cannot target it. It just targets what I need anyway, so that's good. There we go. And we end the fight with 6 HP. What else? Do I take a bubble for more damage? It's pretty good with the amount of poison we're doing, but do we just have enough poison by this point? I suppose one bubble doesn't hurt that much. Alright, and we can both rest and smith now, which is nice. We're going to smith. I suppose dexterity is pretty good. Also leg sweep is pretty good. Also well-laid plans. Yeah, we just want to smith a million things here. I think well-laid plans is the most effective. So let's see. Alright, remember we need to build steers, and we do begin with well-laid plans, which is very good here. So going to acrobatics. Bubble, and I could calculate the gamble just so that I can look for my master planner. I think that's worth it. I don't find it, but I'm closer to it now. And one more sucker punch here to ensure that it is weakened for next turn. I think that's fine. I could also retain my hand so that I have acrobatics. Yeah, I don't dislike that. I think the sooner we can set up, the better. So all this helps us do that. And there's our master planner, which we're looking for. Alright, so we still have to make sure I get Pale Steer proc. Then I can just play one defend here. I think that's fine. We do end up taking a bit of damage. Oof, and we end up overdrawing because of our Centennial puzzle. But okay. We can fully block. We're off by one, but it's fine. But if I fully block, I suppose then I just play one Frantic Escape here. Keep another one around. Yeah, that looks fine to me. I really want to begin dealing damage, so I have to use my poisons here. Keep around the leg sweep, which really blocks for a lot, along with hand trick, so then we can hand trick the leg sweep. This is Sly, so we can combo it with the other acrobatics, but that's gonna overdraw, so maybe we don't do that. It's still fine. Maybe Frantic Escape once. And then hand trick first the leg sweep. So then we can combo into it like this. Acrobatics, the acrobatics, and combo into the leg sweep. And that's a full block. You can keep around the panic button and maybe the Frantic Escape. Kinda need it. We're on 3 turns, so make sure we don't die to that. Wow, what a bad draw here. Still think we're fine with just 2 defense. I'm not gonna use the panic button yet. Then I have to play defend twice, and then I can play Frantic Escape and the more expensive Frantic Escape. Keep around the other one. So this turn we have the panic button and next turn it does not attack. So then we're fine with that. Play this Snakebite because it doesn't have Sly. Discard the other one. And play another Frantic Escape here. Okay, we should be fine. Yeah, it's not attacking and it's gonna take a lot of damage from the poison, so we should be perfectly fine here. And there's even more poison. And it doesn't really matter what we do. Keep around the leg sweep. And there we go, it's dead. So we get through that fight very well. Let's see, we get 4 rare cards. It's gonna be Abrasive, Tracking, and Venom Storm of Steel. None of these really do much. Abrasive, 1 Dexterity is the best. Yeah, we basically only care about the Dexterity. Thorns can come in clutch in some fights, but yeah, the rest of these are just unusable for us. So just take the Abrasive here. Pretty good with how many acrobatics we already have, so not that terrible. We do get the Lord's Parasol offered. I'm not sure we take that. Reserved Fog is amazing for us, and we can also take the Fiddle. No, we cannot because we have a lot of acrobatics. Yeah, just Preserved Fog is the best here. Remove 3 cards. Yep, remove 3 strikes, and that's gonna be it. Very good for us. Could go and remove another one, just remove the final strike. Do we take elites here? Maybe not. We do want to take 3 rest sites, so then we have to take this left path. And that does force us into 1 elite at least, maybe 2 if we want to also take the shop. Then do I take the early shop? I don't really care about it in that case. Then we just go this way. I think that sounds fine. Alright, this is gonna be tough to not take any damage on. I'm not actually sure we can. There we go, Piercing Wail does really help. So do I just take the damage to have the energy next turn? I think I want to do that. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Even though I take a bit of max HP reduction, it should be fine. Alright, let's see. Bubble Bubble, Sucker Punch. Is not enough to kill. Is unfortunate. Then maybe I just Sucker Punch this one. Acrobatics for a little more draw, and it gives us leg sweep. Which we are going to use. And then I can play another defend this turn to avoid losing that much max HP. We're gonna lose only 1 instance instead of 2. I think it's worth it here, even though we don't get the energy. Okay, distraction gives us something here. I think that's the best we can do. I'm going to keep the fumes. Yeah, these guys deal a lot of damage. Hard to deal with them. We do get a panic button at least. I have to block 54, but I have the panic button. Defense Survivor panic button does block. And then I use a snake bite to guarantee a kill on the higher HP. Keep up the calculated gamble. We're not going to use the noxious fumes anymore. But yeah, we should be fine here. Just need one more way of dealing damage. I already have the... It's fine, yeah. I already had snake bite. It's fine. Not gonna take any of these. Deflect kind of works with our dexterity. So maybe, yeah. Actually, yeah, deflect still decent. Because we draw so many cards, it's still decent. Here we're gonna divine for 6 times. Put a curse in our deck, but should be fine. And the way I like to do this is by going 3 from the top. And there we go, we found the relic. And we're just gonna take it. We also get that card. And then I just like unveiling as much as I can. And there we go, we have a rare card here. But we also get a curse, unfortunately, we reveal it. So maybe I should have been more conservative there. We do have 2 curses in the deck now. Juzu Bracelet does nothing for us. And all of these I don't think are good enough to take. Expertise maybe, but we have enough draw with Acrobatics, I would say. And also none of these are really that good. Malaise. Malaise kind of works bad with Pale Steers because it doesn't allow us to get energy. But I am going to take one. Yeah, and here I just don't take anything. So we do have 2 curses we would like to remove. We can't really. And trick the leg sweep is very good here. Yeah, I suppose Malaise here is very good. It just completely disables the one in the back. So we can do that. And then just begin attacking the one in the front. Just begin by poisoning it. Alright, one more Noxious Fumes. At this point, I don't think we care about it too much. It's still good for the boss fight, especially for the test subject. Yeah, I suppose it's still good for the test subject. Let's take it. And yeah, we kind of have to go into that elite fight. We really want to take the campfire, so we are going there. Alright, it's always enchant withdraw here. And I think enchanting the well-laid plans, because we always want to put these in play, also allows us to retain the cards we draw, so I think that makes the most sense. Okay, straight away Master Planner. And we're gonna play the Distraction as well. We get Tactician, which doesn't end up to doing anything. We have Master Planner in place, so then sure, Acrobatics. Ooh, we can play well-laid plans here. I think we want to, for sure. Let's just do it. Even though we don't get the energy, at least we have the Happy Flower energy. Keep around Leg Sweep and Acrobatics. Drawing here. Neutralize is going to help a little bit. Also weaken the one in the back. Can't really block that well here. I suppose leg sweep does. So fine, we're gonna play leg sweep. Keep around the Noxious Fumes. We want to play Acrobatics as well. We really need to deal more damage. Also, the Piercing Wells are going to be very helpful. Alright, play Noxious Fumes here. Acrobatics away the Abrasive. Panic Button also really helps block. Yeah, that's good. Then I can use Bubble Bubble or Snake Bite. I'm gonna begin poisoning the one in the back just so I can get my dexterity back. And then I don't think I use anything else here. Yep, keep around the panic button for next turn and the hand trick maybe. Yeah. Alright, so we're dealing 37. I mean, we're taking 37. We're gonna fully block with the panic button. Fortunately, don't really draw any more cards we can actually use. Then I suppose I just use my snake bites now, even though I don't get the energy. I have Happy Flower next turn. Alright, everything is Sly. So then keep the Survivor and the the leg sweep for next turn. And yeah, we should be fine by just straight casting here. And the fight should end now, so we can just skip. Alright, precise cut, leading strike, accuracy. None of these are good. Just go to the elite fight. And okay, this guy will hit for a lot. It would be good to keep the panic button for the turn. It hits for a lot. We can't really weaken it. So then the best we can do this turn is, well, I guess we can just begin with the panic button at this point, right? Because we're not gonna do anything better. Yeah. Just panic button now. And then for the second big attack, we're gonna have to find something else. Calculated gamble is good here because nothing is good from our hand. Acrobatics away the doubt. We can weaken it now. It's not gonna count though. So then might as well begin poisoning, I suppose. Okay, next turn is attacking for a lot. Won't have many choices. Gonna do our best to find something. Can poison a lot and hope next turn we have enough, which we actually should with dexterity and the defense. I think we should be pretty much fine. Deflect helps us block now. Alright, yeah, so we begin by poisoning and yeah. Next turn we should have a lot of defense. Unfortunately, Centennial Puzzle throws away a lot of our stuff, but I think we should still be fine. Yeah, we can also weaken, which is very good. Yeah, we're gonna take 15. Best we could do here. 17, I mean. Maths is hard. And hand trick the snake bite is pretty good here. Do I even need to do that, or do I... I mean, yeah, I do want to block the burn, so I guess I do it. I would like to put Noxious Fumes, but I think it's not the time now. Oh wait, that already had Sly, so I should have just played that. I think it's fine. Not gonna play Noxious Fumes, I'd rather have the energy next turn. Cannot draw anything. I could keep the piercing whales around. I do need this to block the burns here. Yeah, so 2 piercing whales at least is gonna help block this turn. but ideally we'd find more. Two piercing whales and 2 defense, is that enough? It's not quite enough. Only 30 and we're taking 24, so we're almost dead. But these have no sly, unfortunately. We're kind of looking for leg sweep here. Wait, if I brick with acrobatics, am I just dead? Yes, I am. And also leg sweep does not have sly. Uh-oh. Alright then. I'm just gonna have to do this. And go down to 2 HP. But from here on out we should be fine. Suppose take away the doubts. Just make sure we don't die. Alright, so pretty stressful elite fight. This kind of worries how well we're gonna do against the boss fight. But let's see. We do get it prepared finally, and I am going to take one. Even though it's unupgraded. I'm gonna take 2 campfires here instead of going to the shop. That relic does nothing for us. At least we can both rest and smith. So we rest and we smith the... there's so many things we want to smith. Basically everything in our deck is really good when upgraded. But I think footwork is just gonna conserve the most HP in the long run. Yeah, the ampoule we can lose here. Just get a common skill. Yeah, which is prepared. Is it better than acrobatics? I guess so. Yeah, I think one upgraded prepared. We do have a lot of acrobatics already. So let's rest and smith because we have another elite coming up and we upgrade the other prepared as well. I don't dislike it. Yeah. Works well with our master planner. So let's see, can we actually survive this guy? It's not gonna be easy. Neutralize helps us here. If we panic button, we cannot really block next turn, but do we have a better solution? I don't think we do. So then throw away this piercing whale and just weaken it as much as we can. We hope for the best here. It doesn't attack for that much this turn, so that's something, I guess. Play the distraction for yet another snake bite. Okay. And yeah, just keep the energy for next turn. So we take 14, but I'm not sure we could have done better there. And now we need to block for 34, but we do have a lot of energy and footwork. Also hand trick really helps here. Alright, so we can block for a lot. One more defend. Yeah. Keep the malaise around because we might need it on a multi-hit. It might be too late to actually leverage Master Planner this fight. So let's keep cycling for a little bit. Leg sweep is very good. I'm not gonna draw anymore. Throw away one acrobatics here. We keep dealing damage for every card discarded, which is nice. But here our main problem is actually blocking. We're still fine this turn at least. Do we keep the malaise? I think the malaise is too hard to play. So I'd rather go for the more reliable blocks here. Still have to survive a few turns. Okay, acrobatics. What are you going to draw us? We're gonna draw leg sweep again. It's not bad, but we are taking a lot of damage right now. Piercing whale, we're not gonna use this turn. Just throw it away. Alright. Leg sweep and 2 defense is good enough. Also pretty good for next turn because we have the flower. Alternatively, we can just leg sweep, defend, and deflect. Yeah, and also keep a lot of energy for next turn. Not gonna keep the noxious fumes, they're not gonna be worth it anymore. So yeah, we should be fine now. And just make sure we fully defend this turn. Then I suppose it is time to use my calculated gamble. I could also kill it this turn, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't die this turn, but it dies next turn, so we're fine. Okay, so I make it through this fight somehow. Get the Eternal Feather, which really helps. We're gonna full heal with that. Do we get another prepared? Yeah, I think we do. It's amazing with our Master Planner. And let's see, Power Potion for a random relic, or Happy Flower for 2 relics. No, for sure not. Yeah, just give the gold here, right? We don't use the gold for anything, so just get the Pendulum. Every 3 turns, draw 1 card. Very, very good. It is actually the changed one. And 1 more rest. Puts us at full, which is we're gonna need for the 2 fights coming up. And what is the most important smith we can make here? I suppose Malaise. Just reduce as much strength as we can. When we play it, alternatively, leg sweep. Just make sure we have weaken up more turns. I think that's gonna be better than Malaise here. We might not even get to play Malaise, but leg sweep, we're gonna play every time basically, so just use it. And alright, let's see how we deal with this guy, because this guy really scales fast if we try to use any skills. So I think we're gonna use the Power Potion this fight as opposed to the Doormaker. Yeah. Ooh, Accelerant. I think we play Serpent Form here because it's gonna end this phase quicker, which we really care about. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Alright. And now we have to get through it without playing too many skills. Can we do that? We're gonna play 1 skill here. We don't care about that. We care more about doubt here, so we're just gonna throw that away. Alright, it's dealing 18. Malaise doesn't really help us if we cast it. So then we're just not gonna cast it. I think I have to keep going, even though I'm gonna scale it some more. I think I just keep going with acrobatics at least 1 more time. Yeah, finds us another power, which is nice. And I think I take the 21. That's the best option I have. And I hope that I can kill it next turn by drawing a lot. Yeah, I think that's the best choice. Maybe even take a Malaise. No. Just keep the Survivor and the Deflect. Alright, so we eat the 21 here, but now we should be able to end this turn. Calculated Gamble does 1,000,000 damage. Yeah, so we're most likely playing it here. Do I play anything else before? I don't think I do. Alright, that's a lot of damage, and now we just have to deal a little bit more. We do have Serpent Form, which is going to deal a lot of damage just by playing cards. We should be fine. Alright, 3 more cards and we're done. So then, how do we set up the best for the upcoming phase? I think having prepared in hand is gonna be useful. Yeah, I like that. Keep around leg sweep and prepared. We do have master planner in play. Alright. We do need to cast leg sweep at some point just so that it gets sly and also other things. Piercing Wail this turn is not bad, but we're gonna keep it around, so every turn is gonna scale the multi-attack by 1, and we're probably gonna cast this beginning on turn 5. So first off, leg sweep is enough here. Let's just play distraction, see what we get. Okay, this is absolutely useless, unfortunately. At least it deals damage from casting the cards, I suppose, but yeah, not really what we're looking for. We're just gonna try to put as many slides as we can. And now we're gonna keep the Piercing Wail around. And yeah, one prepared is good. Malaise is pretty good against this phase, I'm not gonna lie, but it could be the best round to actually use Malaise because we can block with Deflect. Yeah, so it's only going to deal 8 to us. It's gonna be really easy to block next turns. Alright, so here we use the Piercing Wail. Keep around the panic button for when we need it. And from here on out, try to conserve as much HP as we can in this fight. Another Piercing Wail would be nice to keep for the follow-up phase. But we still need to block a significant amount. He's dealing 24, then we can just play Defend and Survivor. Take another 3 here. I think it should be fine. Keep around the high block. Okay, that's fine. Play these so that they have Sly. Play this so that it has Sly as well. And keep around the block. Keep it going here. Yeah, play the leg sweep. We're only taking 24, so we can just block by playing defend here. Don't really need to do much else. And then just keep around the blocks. Our goal is to end this fight without taking any more damage. Yeah, just keep it cycling around. Leg sweep is great. If we don't use Piercing Wail here, we're just gonna keep taking some damage. Next turn it's not attacking, so we could use the panic button right now. I think that's worth it. Yeah, I think that's worth it to use now. And yeah, keep these around. So as we said, this turn it is not attacking. Don't really get much we can do here, just make sure everything is slide. Alright, Piercing Will nullifies this turn at least. But we need our damage dealing cards. There we go. Keep it going here, and we don't have any more draws, unfortunately. Then we're just gonna have to block. Can we block without the Piercing Whale? Yes, we still can. Then we're gonna do it that way. And actually it dies next turn. No, wait, it doesn't die because it has Nemesis. We still have to survive this turn. But yeah, we should be fine. Acrobatics, the leg sweep. Play all our defense. Play the Piercing Whale for good measure. And we should be done. Not this turn, but this one. And now just make sure we don't take damage to the burns and end the turn. Good, so there we go. First boss down. And let's see the new Doormaker, which is the most interesting part. Alright, so let's get started on this boss. And it was just changed on this patch, right? So the way it's going to work is on the first phase, what it's going to do is any attack or skill you play is going to get exhausted, just completely exhausted out of your deck. Then on the second phase after that, you are not able to draw any cards, so that really counters what we're trying to do on this build. And on the third phase after that, the first card you play costs 1 extra energy, but then you can do anything else, and it doesn't attack you on that turn. So on that turn is your chance to go in and do as much damage as you can, just cycle your deck as much as you can. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. But here on this first turn, it's still kept where you cannot damage it and it does nothing. So then what we're trying to do here is set up as much as we can. So we're going to begin by trying to do that, and let's see. We're going to play our distraction here. Oh, and it gives us Tactician, so that's nice. It's going to combo well with what we're doing. It's not upgraded, so it's only 1 energy, but still it's pretty good here. So then do I also prepare here? I think I can. Let's see what we get. We do get Calculated Gamble. But we're not gonna use that. Wait, I'm curious. If I use Sucker Punch here, does the weak carry on to the next turn? I actually don't know if it does. I think it's going to drop off the debuffs we apply now, but I'm going to try it anyway. There's nothing else I can do this turn. I'm not gonna use Calculated Gamble because I want the curses to exhaust. So let's see. Yeah, and these drop off, and now it spawns a different creature, so then it has no weakness this turn. Alright, that's interesting. But it means we have to find a way to block now. I could use leg sweep to block, but that means I have to exhaust the leg sweep for the rest of the fight, which is maybe not something I want to do. But what I could also do is exhaust the defense out of my deck. And that could be worthwhile. Prepared, I don't really want to exhaust out of my deck. I really want to keep it around to cycle cards. But I do have one more prepared. I do have 2 more prepared, right? So if I exhaust one here, maybe it's not so bad. And I still have a lot of acrobatics around. But still, I probably want to keep it as much as I can. I would really want a Piercing Whale on this turn to be able to block this attack. Well, just beginning with leg sweep here is not bad. Even though we exhaust it, it means we weaken it this turn and for the next 2 turns as well. Then do I also exhaust my base defense? I might want to, honestly. I could also just play all my defense here and not weaken, and then I take 9. Is that good? Not really. So yeah, I think I use my leg sweep here. And then I only need to exhaust 1 defend. And I can play Noxious Fumes to get it out of my deck, so I think this is good. Okay, so we fully block. Now on this turn we have Scrutiny, so that means we cannot draw any additional cards. So Prepared does nothing for us on this turn. All we can do is play Hand Trick and Survivor. Oof, not that good, honestly. So I just use my flex potion. I suppose I can wait for a better opportunity, but not sure if one is gonna come. And yeah, we have to take 11 here. And also our Centennial Puzzle doesn't trigger because of the annoying ability it has. At least we have Dexterity here, and we draw into well-laid plans, so finally we find it. We really needed it. Ooh, and we also draw into Master Planner here. Okay, so we're fully set up. We can't go infinite now, so we still have to survive 2 more cycles. So we would like to ideally have it weakened next turn and on the turn after that as well. But we do have Sucker Punch. We might draw into... Oh, we also have Panic Button, which is going to be able to block the second cycle of the big hit. So Piercing Wail is going to block the first cycle with the multi-hit, and then Panic Button is going to block the second cycle. Then we're fine to just play this. And keep around Piercing Wail and Acrobatics, I think, is the best here. So, okay, everything we play here exhausts, but Piercing Wail exhausts anyway, so that's fine. Then Neutralize to weaken it is going to exhaust, but I think we need it. And now it deals 18 damage, so we still have to block some way. Alright, so that means I have to burn away at least 1 Acrobatics here. And then my Hand Trick as well. Yeah, I have to play Hand Trick here or else I die. Okay, so then... What else? I keep Panic Button for next turn. I cannot play it now because I need to block the follow-up hit as well. And if I try to poison it now, it's not gonna go too well for me. I suppose I could also use Malaise here to survive instead of throwing away my Hand Trick, which might be better. Yeah, I don't dislike that, honestly. Keeps my Hand Trick away around for the next times I'm going to need it. Yeah, I think I just do that. Okay, so we take 12. We have to keep Panic Button or else we die. So let's keep it. And then do I just keep Tactician for the extra energy? Wait, I cannot draw next turn, right? So then might as well just keep Bubble Bubble and try to apply some more poison. So Panic Button gets cast no matter what here. And then I want to have extra energy next turn. So I am going to cast this Snake Bite so that it gets Sly. And then I might have to keep my Piercing Wail for the next hit that's gonna come, but hopefully I can cycle around to it by the time of the next turn. Yeah, I'm going to rely on that because I really need to actually begin dealing damage. Let's do this. Alright, and now we have to try to go off as much as we can. Throw away our useless cards here. We really haven't applied that much slyness yet in our deck, which is a big problem we have right now. So I think I want to Snakebite here and Calculated Gamble to redraw everything. Alright, and we're looking for... Where is it? The Piercing Wail. We desperately need it next turn alongside with another block, which is probably going to be Survivor. Also, just Sucker Punching this turn can really help. Because the weakness is going to carry to the second hit as well. Right, I guess we throw away this. It's fine. So we're still searching. We're still searching. And there it is, finally. So then, do I Sucker Punch this turn? I think I do, and I keep around Survivor and Piercing Wail. I think that's the best option we have. And yeah, I think I do need the extra energy, so end turn here. Right, 15 by 2. already weakened, so Piercing Wail isn't as effective, but still gotta have to use it here. And I have to block 18. Oh boy, but how do I block the next turn after this one? That's an interesting dilemma we have. We might not be able to actually block that hit. It's gonna be like 30 damage, isn't it? If I still have to block 18 now and 30 damage next turn, looking a bit bad. I suppose Hand Trick with Survivor does it pretty well. So Deflect and Defend is enough to survive this turn. This is literally me right now. This is me, yeah. I'm the doubt card. How do I survive this? Deflect and Defend, and I keep around Survivor and Hand Trick for the next turn. We also just bubble now. Just to make sure I actually deal more damage. I guess I can. I think we have to use a Prepared here. Even though it exhausts, we still have 2 more. I think we need to find solutions. Our Strike we can exhaust. Oof, we don't find anything else. Okay then. I suppose we just exhaust the Strike here. Use the Flex Potion, might as well. But what else do we do here? Yeah, I think there's nothing else except just casting these 2 to survive this turn. We're gonna survive with 1 HP. Yeah, we're surviving with 1 HP here. And just keep these around and hope for the best. It is weakened, but we still have to block 31. I think we're able to actually. Oh wow. We cannot draw anything, but 14 plus 10 is 24. Plus 9 is 33, so we still survive. Wait, hold up. And we actually have... We can go off next turn. So then I just hard cast all of these. I think I do, just to make sure they have Sly. Oh, I do have to discard with this, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna keep... Yeah, I'm gonna throw away Acrobatics. It casts. Oh no, what did I just do? I messed up so bad. It's gonna force me to discard my entire hand now. Uh-oh. I messed up really bad here. I also didn't even have to... I did have to cast it. Oh no, but I did mess up a lot here. Because it forces me to full discard. Oh boy, yeah. I did not see that coming. Ooh, and we draw into nothing here. I'm not gonna lie, that's very bad. Uh-oh, did I just throw? I think we're still fine. Wait. I think we have enough. I'm going to be able to poison here. Poison again. I think that's just enough damage already. Yeah, that's enough damage already. So we're fine then. Oh my god, that was very close. I almost completely threw that fight. Okay, we still had the opportunity to go off on this turn. But yeah, if we just end turn here, we win. Oh my god, so yeah, the new Doormaker is actually insane. And it does go to show how well it counters these type of decks that just cycle around. And it's so much more interesting than having the same thing on every turn. Now you have to play around each of the 3 phases, which is very, very interesting. But oh my god, we somehow managed to survive on 1 HP here. Yeah. Crazy fight. We somehow make it through. And there we go, Ascension 10 on the Silent, on the new patch. Very interesting patch. We actually got to play with basically everything, right? We got to play around with, let's see, with our Prepared, which are the main change that came back. We got to play around with the new Pendulum, every 3 turns draw 1 card, and we got to play around with the new Doormaker. So yeah, that was a very interesting patch to experience. What do you think about the recent balance changes? Do you think they're in the right direction, the wrong direction? What else would you like to see changed? But yeah, anyway, this was another Ascension 10 run, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.